even though they have benefited from devolution, which is now in its 12th year, I believe. Now we have got more than enough opportunities to benefit equally from the national government. And narrowing down to my docket, very, very briefly, we have committed to work closely with our members of parliament. And for the avoidance of doubt, on the 6th of January, I am convening a meeting of all Luo members of parliament in my office in Nairobi to agree on a roadmap to implement critical energy projects in our region here. We are not just discussing. As a matter of fact, we have gone ahead and allocated money, Baba. In these Luo counties alone, if I leave out the almost 12 billion shillings that we have negotiated from the African Development Bank, we have allocated close to 5.7 billion shillings, distributed as follows. Kisumu, 0.9 billion shillings. Siaya, 1.3 billion shillings. Migori, 1.67 billion shillings. And Homa Bay, 1.79 billion shillings. These are monies that we are channeling through our agencies of REREC and KPLC to address the issues of last mile connectivity. A project that is being spearheaded by the broad-based government under the leadership of President William Ruto. Finally, when I took over, and even as we speak, we have challenges of electricity supply here. Wanigichandrok marsti maturuaka. Mapeka enya. I want to tell you what we are doing to address that in 1 minute. One, the Muhoroni GT plant with a capacity of 60 megawatts had been down for more than 1 year. As we speak, it is now up and running, generating 60 megawatts to our national grid, and especially supporting this area. Number two, the Sondu hydro plant with a capacity of 60 megawatts has only been producing 30 megawatts for the last 1 year or so, as a result of a breakdown of one of the turbines. We have put in place measures to ensure that that turbine is up and running in the next 2 months. That will bring on board additional 30 megawatts. Number three, the Gogo hydro plant in Migori County, which is the oldest hydro plant in Kenya, has been producing a meager 2 megawatts for all these years. We have now agreed with the president, and we have already secured financing, that Gogo hydro plant is going to be upgraded from 2 megawatts to 8.6 megawatts. And it's going to cost us about 38.8 million euros to do that. Finally, we are just concluding or completing the infrastructure, the transmission infrastructure from Sondu to Mbiwa. It's just about to commence. And yet we are just about to commission the Awendo Isibania transmission line. All that combined is going to address the issues of power in this region.
We can continue to fight for the rights of our people, even in government. We can fight for human rights even from within government. But it cannot be a crime for Jaluo to be the serikali. Mano adagi. Mano kwanyaliye. So right now, because Gachagua has been impeached now, and the Luo people are finding their feet in government, now the government is bad. Even entities like NGOs, civil society, the church, including the NCCK, is now finding his voice. This is certainly a conspiracy. and we can see through it. Mr. Asa Luo is close to the government is bad. Tokaja Luo is out of government, is on the streets, the government is good. We can't allow that. We are not fools.
After listening to such a kind of a person, speaking that way, in a forum of that kind, what is the difference between him and Rigathi Gachagua? Who is a tribalist in this leg? Who is a tribalist here? Who is not? Who is not? It cannot be fair that a cabinet secretary and also develop projects in his regions, and he says that they have borrowed money specifically for the Luo nation. It's not fair for a government entity, a government officer, to speak from such kind of a level. Somebody who has been in opposition and knows that probably there are things that need to change in this country, and then he speaks that way. It's very unfair. You call Rigathi Gachagua a tribalist while you praise those who speak the way Opiyo Wandayi is speaking. And that is not the only person who has been doing that. They have been doing these things now and then. If you listen to Peter Kaluma, he was also having the same story, saying that Luos have done that, so they need that. And then the government is quiet. The government is quiet about this. We cannot allow such kind of things to be mentioned by cabinet secretaries. When Raila was asking for support, he received support immensely in this country. Not because he was just a Luo, because we believed in his ideologies. But now when you get some positions, you start operating like a Luo. While the rest of the country, it still depends on you. Let me give you an example here. In Kisii, blackouts have been so frequent, where you realize in a week there must be a blackout. Then they say that there are some energy supply quotas which are, I don't know, have smaller capacity. So many things. Sorry, I'm tired, but we have to do this video. So many things. So you've never visited this region, even talk about the problems that we're experiencing until blackouts to occur, and then now we start hearing from you. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. And then you go to a platform and speak shamelessly the way you spoke on that particular day. It's very bad. However, William Ruto has been very fair on this aspect to warn those cabinet secretaries. What has he done? Listen.
Mumeongea mambo ya huyu Kipchumba, mukasema ni wa kwenu huku, lakini huyu Kipchumba ni waziri wa usalama wa taifa la Kenya. Kwa bahati tu anatoka hapa, lakini kazi yake ni usalama wa taifa la Kenya. Tafadhali msimfanye mzee wa mitaa hapa ati awe anazunguka hapa. Hii ya hapa atafanya, na ile ya Kenya lazima afanye. Ndio
William Ruto has just used Kipchumba Murkomen as an example. As an example to send a warning to Opiyo Wandayi, John Mbadi, Hassan Joho, and Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. But to be specific, Opiyo Wandayi. And the way things are going, those guys are going to be dropped from those particular seats. If they continue this kiburi and pride that they're showing Kenyans with, they're going to be dropped. All Kenyans deserve development. But don't show that you are completely partisan. You must portray equity when it comes to when thinking about the problems that Kenya has been experiencing. There are places right now in this country we don't have electricity. Even in Gusii here, Bomet, other regions. But imagine if David Chirichiri could have stood on a podium and say that I have gone for a loan, so I have put some money for specifically Kalenjin land. How is that? So therefore, William Ruto did not take it lightly. He listened to them, and he has sent a warning by telling the people actually I spoke to the people of Raila Amolo Odinga by giving an example to Kishpia Murkomen, by telling the people of Elgeyo Marakwet that this is not a village leader. This is a nationwide waziri. This region deserves development, but most importantly, it's going to work for the people of Kenya. Opiyo and I showed how many things they have done that are going to benefit that region. Then you ask yourself, do we have a cabinet? Do we have a government for equity? Should we get development in this country based on the number of MPs you elect to parliament? It cannot be fair that these people are behaving this way, especially in a scenario of this kind where Kenyans are suffering. We need justice and equity for all Kenyans because we all pay taxes. It cannot be fair that development projects are channeled to one place and you openly say it. I've never heard Opiyo Wandayi come openly and say that I've done this in Mombasa, I'm planning this in Kisii, planning this in Marakwet, planning this in this place, I'm planning this here, and now I'm also going to do some in Omabe. No, but you specifically mention things that you've done for the past few months in your region only. So you were regionally appointed. Then you shout at other people and tell them they are tribal. They are careless. When they are careless, when they speak in support of their people, they are careless. When you speak on your own, you are intelligent. It cannot be fair that this is the way we are going to run this country. Our leaders must respect the people who elected them. This is the time William Ruto to sack Opiyo Wandayi. Let him go home or put him in fisheries and mining. Until the day they will learn, or he will learn, that you cannot speak that way when you are a cabinet secretary. Your work is to move around and function with Raila Amolo Odinga. While electricity is high like hell, the cost of electricity in this country is high. And Kenyans are suffering. Businesses are not there. As a result, businesses have been closed because of high electricity bills. As a result, jobs have been lost. Kenyans are crying right, left, and center. And then you are coming on board to tell us what you've done for your region only. Then you call others tribal and primitive. Then you call yourself now smart from the way you spoke. There are some things you might not even... You don't need to say them. Just do them then. We should have just done them silently. It's not fair. Then which government will ever have leaders who will be able to work for the country? I want to give an example of Matiang'i. When he was a cabinet secretary for education, we all saw how impactful he was across the country. I'm not praising him because he's a Kisii. When we had him in Chuki, his effect is until today, not just in central Kenya. For those who know, I read a story about Karisa Maitha. I was young by that time, but Karisa Maitha was a very nice person. Hardworking, died in Germany. He ensured approved schools are there, well funded, kids being rehabilitated. When you remember someone like Kibaki, he established an economy that is beneficial to all Kenyans. He didn't have to come to Kisii here. But if we had him do things the way these other cabinet secretaries are saying things right, left, and center, where are we heading as a nation? I don't know what's your take, guys, as far as these sentiments are concerned, but kindly let me see them in the comment section. You guys, what you think? Let me see what you have in mind. Me, on my side, I'm disappointed with these technocrats that William Ruto took from ODM party.